Let's check the. Oh, are we live? Are we live? Live is starting. Okay. Hey, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. Hi. I'm so glad that you're here. Hope that you are well and you're finding this video. I am so glad that we are on our next lesson. I'm Dominique Prosper, your teacher and exit coach, if you want to say that. I help teachers and career professionals turn their knowledge into courses and escape the time for money trap that is very common, for us in the work world. So nothing new about that. It's all around what you want and not staying and accepting what is, right? So I've been teaching for quite a long time now. I love teaching, and one aspect that I've mentioned throughout this series is um, is study and then practice and then teach. So anything that I share with you, I'm sure that you are, if you're following along, you're going to be practicing it and then teaching it as well to yourself and then to others, because this information, again, just like Jeff Olson said in his book, The Slight Edge, is common knowledge. Common knowledge. Today I was on a walk and I'm thinking to myself, how many brushes with ultimate success have I had? Ultimate success meaning lots of money in the bank and just things going the right way. And the common thread in those experiences was that, and this is not to say that it's not a blessing for those who can have it, but definitely the people who were and this is not blame, but it wasn't based on 100% my actions. It was also it was a cooperation or a partnership type deal. And um, so I just identified that because anytime that I've had success, I've had a purpose and intention, activity, and and instruction. Like what to do. I'm very task oriented, and I don't have a problem waking up early, doing the work, following through, operating at a high level. Not as high as some people. I mean, yeah, but definitely not staying in place and waiting for a tidal wave to sweep away all of my accomplishments, right? And so when it comes to getting back up, I've definitely done that along with others of you. That's why this information is common knowledge. But how do we keep getting up? How do we keep uh, climbing that mountain that we want to climb? And yes, it is frustrating to get to the top of the mountain and then you slide right back down. So how do we create a landing at the top? And perhaps when we get to the top, there are some things that are required at the top that we are not doing. So that's why this challenge is getting down to what is it? What is it, my friends? What is it? What do we have to do? Now, if you've got great mentors and teachers right now around you, absolutely take that information and you already know what to do with it. Study it, apply it, practice it, teach it to yourself and then others. So let's look at what we're doing today. Now, today we're going to be using a visual, which is a triangle shape, inverted as well as a pyramid shape as it normally is. And when you think about a pyramid shape, I want you to think about, going to the top, whether you put a money goal. Money is easy to use because we can all relate to $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month. You can also put relationship at the top of that. You could put body image on top of that. You could use um, in the area of social media, position, authority. If you're building a community, whatever you want to put at the top, that pyramid shape means what At the bottom is the base. At the bottom is you. What are you filling yourself up with to help you climb up to the top? So that's what we want to talk about um, today. Okay. And then at the same time, if you invert the triangle, what do you have to empty yourself of? Okay. Because at the same, you got to empty out the bad habits, the mindset, that's keeping you stuck. For example, typically, if you are lacking in direction, if you're lacking in direction, you're lacking in what you're aiming for. If you don't know, just like in a classroom, if you don't have a plan for those kids, but they will have a plan for you, right? You've got to lead. You've got to know. For example, if your friends are going out and you have to get up the next morning, you have to choose whether you're going to get up in the morning tired or you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to skip this one because tomorrow's an important day. You've got to make those decisions, guys. And it does become an issue if you have people in your life who don't support you, or we all have those, we've all experienced those things, so you've got to decide on that too. Also, if you are only wishing for things to get better, you're not studying, how, or deciding how, or writing down how, you can do it, but step by step. It's just a wish. Wishes without intention and steps, that's out of your control, right? What is in your control? Also, if you leave things as a want or should, you never get to those shoulds. Okay, if you don't like a specific goal, how is it ever going to happen, right? I, Today when I was walking, especially, I was so crystal clear on how I literally have had instruction and purpose for all of my goals, and I've wanted it so bad. It literally was a single focus. Even when I became a mom, it was a single focus, single focus. So go back to those times when you really made something happen in your life. It was a single focus. That wedding day, that the wedding dress, exactly what you did and how determined you were, right? So describe that person, keep that person and the qualities of that person at the top of your mind, because that's the person that got everything done. And that's who you need to be. Okay, so a person who is achieving has affirmations, they set goals, beliefs, priorities, they have faith, and they probably don't just have, in this world that we live in, a job. They probably have a business, as well. And also they have studied the science behind, positive thinking, positive affirmations, what they must have. Okay, what are your non-negotiables? What do you must have? Okay, I know I have to have a certain amount of rest, a certain amount of exercise. I already know what I must have. Okay, I have to have a way to, you know, feel good, do what I want. That's why I'm in the field of education because when I tried office work, after college, it was not me at all, and I knew there's no way we're just not going to get along. Okay, the science behind desires, making sure that you're making a way for your desires to come into fruition, your dreams to come into fruition. It has to be a single focus, right? So let's say a couple of affirmations today. Let's see. And I hope you've been writing down yours. Okay, I choose the right things to believe in, and I say to myself, it is already done. I choose the right things to believe in. I believe in my goals. I believe in what I want. I believe in what I see. For example, for your children or for your loved ones, you see, their prosperity, their advancement. You've got to see it as already done, because if you can imagine it, it's already done. What else? What else? Oh, the word ambition. The word ambition is something else that comes into play when we talk about affirmations, because whatever you are saying to yourself as an affirmation, it's because you look at that word ambition. And I got this from David Imanitier, one of my best, online coaches, as well as he is a um, well-known speaker and trainer and leader in Houston, Texas. But the word ambition, if you break it down, I am, right? I am, I am being, and then shun is a state of, what is it? I wrote it down, a state of being. Okay. Um, that's a very powerful word, ambition. Ambition, what I am being, and that's ambition. What I am being, what I am being. Gosh, that's so powerful. That's so powerful. And success has a way of rubbing off on us that, we do have greater ambition. But I think what happens is when we get to that certain level, for some reason we stop doing those things that got us there. And that's one of the reasons why we have this challenge, because whatever we got us there in the first place, we have to keep doing it. And then, like I said, invert that triangle or pyramid and take out, maybe you got comfortable, you started getting, doing things that were replacing the discipline and the priorities, and that's how maybe the cycle came around and it things started to unravel, right? So at the base, um, remember, is you. At the base of that pyramid is you. You are where you are because you are who you are, which is phenomenal, and you have the ability to have more and be more, right? So we're going to use, and this is also from David, the mirror technique and not the window technique. He says the mirror technique is you looking into the mirror at who you are being, not the window technique looking out and assigning, responsibility to this or that or someone else. Absolutely not. So we're not going to use the window technique looking out. We're going to use the mirror technique looking right at ourselves and saying, what have I been up to? Who am I? And what do I want? Right? And if we focus on the mirror technique, now, again, when you have a partner and when you have, responsibilities outside of yourself, it definitely needs to be something where there's an understanding and there's support. Support is very, very important. However, I know as a divorced, mom of kids who are young adults now, I worked on myself. I worked on myself, and the more you work on yourself, things do happen where there are opportunities for advancement. There are opportunities for change. If you look at the word challenge, that's another word that David uses all the time. Challenge. The first three words, CHA, and then um, the last three letters, NGE, spell change. Challenges produce change. Challenges produce change. Challenges produce change. Whether it's you go beyond it and you overcome it, or it overcomes you. Either way, there's change there, right? So guys, this is happening. It's like a cycle of life that we need to be very aware of. And I want to say some other things. So the way to um, have and I got some really good affirmations as I was walking. I'm going to read some of them before we sign off. But the way to know that, what, I'm going to use my ambition. I'm going to, I am being this, whatever it is that I want. It comes from having goals and priorities and setting SMART goals. I'm sure you've heard of SMART goals before. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, um, relevant, and also time-based. Okay, so make sure that you are setting realistic, specific goals, not not 10 steps ahead goals, like step one goal from here, from where you are right now. For example, if you don't walk or exercise, you're going to do 15 minutes or 5 minutes. And then the next day or after that, you're going to do 10 minutes. So it's setting smart goals, okay? Small goals that are achievable. Um, now, what was I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. So we talked about the mirror versus the window technique, and you are the reason for where you are, and support is definitely something that needs to be discussed. And you know what? When it comes to people in your life, um, what I used to do is I used to write a lot, especially if I had to discuss with the people in my life. I'd never approached a conversation without writing it first or thinking about it first, because that was kind of a trigger, right? So I feel you. I'm with you. I totally get it. That's why, you've got to, if you're a praying woman or man and you go into your closet or your car or your whatever, and you kind of hash it out first and then bring it to the um, attention of your loved ones. Okay. So, guys, I just want to leave you with you want to be inspired by people who have already achieved what you have achieved. If you've already been to the top of that pyramid or mountain and you've slid back down, then that person is you. Otherwise, if you've never been up to the top and you see people that you admire and respect, then use that inspiration. Okay. Determine how forceful you're going to be with these goals, and unleash that faith that it's going to happen and it's already done. Unclutter. So invert the pyramid and drain out all the stuff that is cluttering up your process to move forward. Prioritize work and labor towards exactly what it is that you want, okay? And then speak it into your reality. Speak it into your reality, okay? So now I said that money goals are easier to talk about, because who doesn't need more resources, for themselves or their family? So I wrote some positive words about that. And so let's see. And I want you to, again, describe the person that you are being, who they are, what they do, what they say, how they behave, and write that avatar down. Start to imagine that person. All right. But definitely, let's go ahead and write some of these affirmations down, and that help us to focus on that. Okay. All right. So I will. My phone is acting up right now, but I will read some more affirmations on the next one, and I will see you in the next video.